Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our November 9th City Council meeting for, it is 6 p.m. I'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Ortega.
Here.
Councilmember Thompson.
Here.
Councilmember Estes.
Here.
Councilmember Applegate.
Here.
Councilmember Geek.
Here.
Councilmember Duncan.
Here.
All 6 members present.
Okay, thank you. Couple of things before we get started. I want to congratulate all the winners in the local elections and just everybody for keeping it civil and you know, really trying to focus on what the real priorities are here in town. Also, I want to just kind of let everybody know and kind of keep in your thoughts and prayers. Former Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem Jim Koch is not doing well, and they have hospice in the home now. So I think we're kind of I don't know what the best way to say this. Just the writing's on the wall, and I know a few people have gone to visit, and you know, just kind of sat with them a little bit, and he and Kathy. But just wanted to kind of put that out there for everybody, and keep that in your thoughts and prayers over the next few days, and you know, wish him and his wife you know, good few days as best you can have. So we're going to just take a quick moment of silence for that. All right, thank you. We're going to go ahead and get moving. Let me see. I had considered moving things around, but I think we'll just move with what we have, and we'll go that way. So our first 4A is presentations. We have a proclamation in recognition of National Small Business Saturday, November 27, 2021. And is Miss Bailey here? Oh, okay. Come on up. Sorry. Usually in there somewhere. You threw me.
Yes, it's a packed house tonight.
Yeah.
So, yes, so we do have a proclamation put forth for council adoption. We're recognizing November 27th, which is always the Saturday following Thanksgiving, encouraging practitioners and patrons to support small business operations within their local communities. They have significant impact, and definitely in light of COVID disruptions that we've all encountered, those small businesses need your support more than ever during these times. So with that said, if there's any questions or anything, we do have the proclamation presented in your packets for formal adoption. Okay.
I guess I can read through it super fast. Do we need to? We've done this one every year for...
We have. It is a routine process for us, yes,
Okay,
to recognize those communities.
Yeah, we'll move forward. We know the importance of small business, and I don't know if that last round, I don't know, Todd, if you know, we did that last round of small business grants, or we were going to. Do you know what happened with that? Okay.
Yes, so we have Business Impact Assistance Program 2.0 officially launched at the end of October.
Okay.
So the application period is open. We are taking applications through right after Thanksgiving. And then it will be a monthly or a bi-monthly review process by the Economic Development Commission to make sure that those claims that are being put forth are eligible under those use of funds, and then disperse those support dollars accordingly within our community.
Okay.
Yep, so you want to go to the website, and the link is there for businesses to enroll and submit that application.
And I think the bigger hint or help is if you have questions, definitely call in. They'll answer them. I know that very first time we gave them out, a lot of people just struggled with the whole concept and do I have to pay it back and all this stuff. And, and once they kind of got a call in and got the wherewithal, it really helped a lot of businesses. So please look it up, apply. You know, there's no hurt in applying and getting some kind of help.
And we do have a thorough FAQ along with the application online. Again, it's not very detailed regarding the application. It's pretty much a 2.5-page form. You just have to show your cause and your need accordingly due to the COVID impacts on your operation.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, and we want to take a formal. I think we could take a formal
You can if
vote
you'd
on
like.
this? Okay, so proclamation and recognition of Small Business Saturday, November 27, 2021. How do we want to accept this proclamation? Ms. Estes
I move that we approve the proclamation for Small Business Month.
and Ms. Duncan.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion second for approval. Please vote.
It's not working.
Oh,
Try again.
try again.
6 yes, motion carried.
All righty, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Bailey. Our next one, I had asked to bring on, we have a group of police officers that have really been working hard with our community, especially our kids at the high school, and have a organization that I say is probably the most top-notch of all organizations that, in this realm across the country. Our Police Explorers program, which started with just a few students, now you can see the number of students that we have, and these guys, they volunteer a lot of time, these students, to their community, to their school, and it's not just something that they take for granted. It's something they really take a lot of pride in. I want Sergeant Sanchez to come on up and kind of explain everything for us, and we'll kind of move from there.
Oh, wow, nice group of them.
Yep. There you go, bud.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Council members. First off, thank you so much for allowing us to come in this evening. Kind of a brief history of the Fountain PD Explorer program. When we started in 2015, we had a handful of explorers, about 5. As you can see tonight, this program has just grown and grown and grown. We're running about approximately 24 explorers right now. We're capped for about 30, and every day, these young women and men that come in every day to learn the trade, they give it their all. So I want to take this opportunity to kind of brag on them for a moment. This summer, we had 12 of our explorers here travel to Gunnison, Colorado to participate and compete in the Law Enforcement Explorer Post Advisory Association of Colorado, commonly known as LEPAC. This competition is over 3 days, where they are faced and evaluated in real-life police scenarios. Approximately 15 different law enforcement agencies from all over the state of Colorado and 1 agency from Topeka, Kansas competed at this event. Approximately 120 explorers were broken down into 30 teams. The scenarios the explorers were challenged with were traffic stops, a shots fired call, persons in crisis, domestic violence, crime scene investigation, felony arrest, to name a few. Your explorers train all school year for this competition. They put in countless hours, and they learn the classroom material and the practicals that were put on by the Explorer Advisor cadre. They showed up and represented the city of Fountain with great professionalism, competence, and camaraderie. I'm thrilled to report to you tonight that the Explorers brought back a first place trophy in the DV scenario. And to give you a little backstory about the DV scenario, they had scored the highest amount of points in any other group there. So much so that LEPAC itself created a second scenario to see them work so other people can come and watch them. And not only were they challenged in that, they blew that one out of the park also. They were great.
That's awesome.
So the last thing I want to bring to your attention is not only did they compete there, then they went up to Centennial, Colorado in October, and they competed in a competition called Night Moves. This competition is to simulate what it's like to work a 10-hour shift. They responded to simulated calls for service throughout the city of Centennial and Aurora. The calls for service they were faced was a robbery call, a jumper on a bridge, domestic violence, shots fired, drunk person, civil custody, use of force, and a high-risk stop. Now, they are competing with Denver teams at this one, and it was very challenging. And again, I'm thrilled to tell you that they took third place in the drunk or intoxication call for service.
Good job.
So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to brag about how great they've been.
Yeah. And just watching the program grow, I think, how many years again, Matt?
Since 2015.
2015. So the last 6 years to see what you personally and the rest of the team have done to, grow these kids and get them to this point. And we've even had one former explorer. Can you
Yes, sir.
explain that?
And I wanted to bring that up this tonight. In January, Austin Starnes, a former explorer, will be hired with the Fountain Police Department, so we're thrilled about that.
Yeah, so went off and did the real thing, and now he's going to be serving the city of Fountain as well, and protecting us all. And to the kids, this is one of those things in life where you've shown, your willingness to put yourself above others, the integrity that you show, and just being a part of that, especially in this day and age of what we're going on with public safety and law enforcement particularly, to know the importance and what community means, and putting yourselves or putting your community above you, and really sacrificing your free time. I get it, in college or in high school, there's so many things you want to be doing, out hanging out with friends and playing at the football games and doing that stuff, but you are actually working it and helping the community just feel safe, and I think even your classmates and things. And so I applaud you. I think we all applaud you and congratulate you for the hard work that you did on top of just your regular school duties, which I know is very rigorous. As a teacher, I see what you guys go through. I'm glad I don't have to do high school right now in my life, because I wouldn't survive. But you guys have just really excelled in everything you do, and you're the epitome of what we hope most of our kids would be in high school, and you're our role models today. And so I thank you all for that. Please keep up the great work, and whether Chief Heber is not here, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Whether you decide to be a fireman or a police officer, public safety is where it's at. And I think all of us up here, we sleep very well, knowing that the adults that we have protecting us each and every day, led by Chief Harrower and Chief Maxon and Commander Lewis. That we're in good hands, and I think you're what you are doing as students and showing your commitment is also exemplary. So congratulations on all of that. I'm very proud of you guys. I got some coins I want to give to everybody.
And Mayor Tager, I would like to bring up a couple things. They do great things for our community. We do trunk or treat with
Right, yep.
with you guys. We do the turkey baskets with District 8. Night out in the park. We do all those communities. One thing that I'd like to use this opportunity is to say thank you to the city council members for allowing us to operate in the city, our chief of police and our commander here tonight for always supporting us. And at the end of the day, I really couldn't do it without the Explorer Commander Cadre that I brought behind
Right,
me.
yes.
Lieutenant Mellett, who's in charge of all of us, Officer Mike Middleton, he's in charge of everything, and he puts in countless hours making sure that they're getting the right training. Corporal Eric Moore, Officer Carson Smith, and Officer Paige Foster, they come in on their time off. They donate time to make sure this works. I want to make sure that they get a good shout out today.
Yeah.
So thank you, guys.
And thank you as well to the adults and Lieutenant. I know I saw her earlier, but just, again, above and beyond. And, we try to exemplify that up here and as the politicians and trying to move things, and you guys do it as well. And we, I can't say enough good things, and how appreciative I am to everyone involved, and to the adults just providing that leadership and the role models that kids need today. And with so much, and I'll say it frankly, crap in the world, to have this good slice of heaven right here in Fountain, it's a great thing. So, and Matt, most importantly, thank you for all your hard work and really moving us forward and keeping us going. So I got some coins I want to give to everybody, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot. And then, Council, I don't know if anybody wants to say anything.
John Lewis
has joined the conference.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Great program.
Rip it off
See
the
my
last
son.
Commander, if you can pass along to Chief this thanks and everything as well for leading such a great group of people. Absolutely. Yeah, across the board, and of course with your leadership. You guys are a great team, and we sincerely do appreciate everything you guys do for our city. Thank you. All right, our next one, we're going to keep this public safety thing going. Chief Maxon, presentation 3 fire officer certificates.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. We are here to recognize 3 of our fire department officers for being credentialed as fire officers by the Center for Public Safety Excellence. If you all remember, we did this a few months ago with Battalion Chief Torres. The Center for Public Safety Excellence was created by the International City County Managers Association and the International Association of Fire Chiefs over 20 years ago to promote excellence in the fire service and to credential fire officers. Battalion Chief Nate Lynn, Battalion Chief Rick Daniels, and EMS Captain Jared Cass have recently been recognized as designated fire officers. The application process took them months to complete, and they had to have points in 7 different areas. The big ones being experience, training, education. You have to have a college degree to get it. You have to have X amount of years of experience, and you also have to be peer reviewed in order to get this. These 3 become one of 571 designated fire officers throughout the world. And since there's over 1 million firefighters in the United States, that means that they're in the top 1%.
Yeah.
In essence, of their profession. So that's outstanding that we have 4 of these individuals in the city of Fountain. So I'm glad to share that all 3 of our battalion chiefs, Torres, Lynn, Daniels, and our EMS Captain Cass, have now been credentialed as fire officers. I have no doubt that these gentlemen will start working to achieve their Chief Fire Officer designation in the next coming years. And I just want to say thank you to the council for all your support for the fire department, because we wouldn't be able to credential people and help our fire department grow without your support. And with that, I'd like to bring them up and present them with their certificates. And then if we could take a picture with you, that would be great.
Okay, great. Come on up, guys. Okay, come down.
Sure.
All right. You want everybody though, right?
If that's all right,
Oh, yeah.
we can.
Who's taking a picture? Oh, Karen. So the FD needs the PD to take a picture?
We do help each other. We do help each other out. We do help.
Starting a turf war.
You're on a roll tonight, aren't you?
Everybody smile. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congrats, guys. Congratulations. Yeah, good job, you guys. Proud of you guys.
All right, thanks a lot to your hard work and dedication to this city. We appreciate everything, and you guys have been doing it for a long time. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to move into, that's all of our presentations tonight. Item 4B, Board Commission Committee appointments. Consider the appointment of Travis, I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong, Chimino, to the Planning Commission as a regular member for a 4-year term. Ms. Martinez, oh, there you are.
Good evening. We did receive an application from Mr. Travis Semino to serve as a regular member on the Planning Commission for a 4-year term, which, if appointed tonight, would expire in November of 2025.
And this is a full term?
Correct.
Okay. All right, I see Mr. Chimino in the audience. You want to come forward? If you have anything to...
I guess I just want to say that, you know, I've been up here a couple times. I've said some things. I don't want to, one of my biggest values is that I don't want to complain about something without also having a solution, because complaining is just complaining without, you know, actually proposing a solution to a problem. And I feel like, you know, I'm passionate about this city. I've lived here since 2018, and I want to make change in this city myself. And I figure with my expertise, I got 2 engineering degrees, I work as a project manager, that sort of thing. I felt like maybe the Planning Commission was a good starting point for me. And I mean, again, kind of new at this. I don't really know what I'm getting myself into, I'll be honest. But I hope that, you know, it'll be a good start for me at least. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right, any questions for Mr., did I say it right, Chimino or Semino?
Semino.
Semino, sorry. Okay.
I'm wondering, do you, we've had one-on-one stuff, so I understand where you're at. I do have concerns about some of the things that you've said at our meetings. And I'm not sure that this is the place for you right now, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm not trying to
No,
make this a bad thing. I'm just trying to be honest about it.
of course.
And some of the things that we discussed, I'm not sure that you're ready for that part of it,
Okay,
okay?
fair enough.
You have any questions for me?
No, I don't.
Okay, any other questions for Mr., I'm sorry, Sabino?
Semino.
Sorry, I apologize. Okay, I have no questions. You know, these are tough boards, and I know, and as Sam has said, you've had some pretty big issues with the city.
Of course.
Some of the things that you've said as well are concerning.
Of course.
And there's a reality versus what I hope, you know, things would, how they would occur and be. And so, you know, being able to separate those and understand the legalities around things and the laws and the things that we have to follow, it's not just out of whim, which, you know, I kind of got that with some of the things that you were alluding to and just some of the comments made to staff. Honestly, you're going to be working with these people to try to push the city forward.
Of course.
And so that's something I think you really need to consider as you put yourself out there for positions like this. And, being on these boards and things, it's, you're one of 7 people that are going to have that vote and being able to work with people who have differing opinions and views. So it's difficult.
Of course, yeah.
And I'd see the city manager light on.
Mr. Semino, I've got a question for you. When we've sat down and met, you made statements to myself that you didn't believe in the city codes. You didn't believe in the city's ability to charge fees And one of the concerns of mine is the Planning Commission has to work by the rule of law. And that's their zoning requirements, the city's codes. And you made the statements to me that you didn't believe in those. And
Okay, so.
Hold on one second. Let me finish my question. So in that, do you have the ability, if that's truly your belief, because you can put us at a legal liability if we don't follow the codes and the zoning that we have in those decisions and on those boards, that can put us in a legal liability position. So what is your belief and what is your answer? Would you be able to follow the city's zoning laws, rules, and the city's codes?
See, I'm not some anarchist. I do believe in the rule of law and everything like that, but I also believe that, things can change. Things can be better here in this city. And I've offered both Sam and Todd my views on what I think can change about this city. And it's not that I don't believe in codes or I don't believe in the rule of law. I believe in that. I believe in that. I'm a federal employee, for God's sake. That rules my life. That's literally my paycheck. But I also believe in change. I also believe in progression. And I also believe that, when I feel like, I look at something, I'm personally affected by something, and I personally feel like it can change, I want to change that. And, me, one vote. Again, one vote of those 7 people. But I feel like, not giving me this opportunity is I'm just gonna be another voice in the crowd. And I'm not going to strike down the codes or, influence other people to strike down the codes or anything like that. But I feel like I can move towards meaningful change, meaningful ideas that I have being on this committee than I would just, being some guy sitting in a seat back there, feeling the way I do and just coming up to this microphone. So,
Yeah, I agree with you.
I have one more question.
Oh, go ahead.
Are you all clear as far as your tickets and things like that?
Oh, yeah, I'm clear on that.
Up to date?
Yeah,
I'm just checking.
Of course. You wouldn't be doing your duties if you weren't.
Correct. I double-checked with code enforcement. They've got 2 open cases right now. They haven't cited anything into court, but they haven't been back out to see if the issues have been dealt with. So you've still got 2 that are open. You got 2 open cases right now.
Okay, but I have no outstanding fines, correct?
No citations to court
Okay.
at this point.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so you see our dilemma, or at least.
Oh, of course, yes.
Well, and I don't know.
I know
if
I'm
there's-
famous or infamous on this council, depending on how you see me, but yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a weird situation, and just for you, your awareness and everyone else, planning really is they're an advisory board where they don't make a lot of the change that you're referring to. That's really the job of the council to push those. Really, the planning commission is to help approve, disapprove based on our codes, laws, regulations.
Of course.
Whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, again, it sounds exactly like what I do for my job at Cheyenne Mountain. So, if a blast valve's stuck or if a generator's, busted, people make suggestions on whether that should be a project or not. But, it's ultimately up to my flight chief or, the deputy or something like that to actually approve it.
Okay, legal question, Troy. Knowing that there's still some issues that have to be resolved, is this a conflict of interest?
So I think there's always a potential with anybody living in the city. So if something involving him or a policy issue that might affect his house, he might have to recuse himself, right? But I'm certainly always open to consult on those issues. So there's a potential for it, but not the fact of having a code case doesn't disqualify you from serving on a board.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Ms. Estes.
I appreciate what you're telling us tonight, and I do have a couple questions. I know, like you said, you'd be one voice of 7.
Of course.
And if you came down to a vote and you're the lone holdout on something,
Of course.
are you still going to be able to be a team player and go along with that decision? Because that's when a commission, when we work together, even if we don't all agree on something, that is the voice of the council,
Of
and
course.
we have to support that. Are you able to do that?
I mean, I'll put it this way. When I vote for something, whether it's a candidate, whether it's an issue that's on the ballot, whether it's anything, I feel strongly about it. I don't cast votes lightly. Not to give my ballot away in the last election, but there was one thing, I'm not going to say what it was, but that I didn't vote for because I didn't have any opinion in any way.
And that's fine.
And so if I was that lone no vote on a thing, I would stand by it. I'm not going to bend or give up my beliefs, especially, because 6 other people disagree with me. And if that means that I'm the lone holdout and it loses, well, that's fine with me because I've stuck to the beliefs that I have. I'm not going to try to shut things down or go behind back or anything like that. I'm not some, I'm not some anarchist. I know how the system works. And if I'm beat out, 6-1, I accept that. I accept my losses. But I'm not going to just, vote for something because, 6 other people say I should vote for it. So.
Yeah, and I think that a little bit of clarification on that. I think that's exactly what she's saying is.
Yeah.
Because the way it sounds is, are you gonna vote with us because that?
Exactly. that's. I was like, okay.
Because I've been a lone vote on some things as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And.
Of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
And I won't feel any.
Is once the vote's over,
Yeah.
then it's got to move forward still.
I guess, I would feel more bad if people had a worse opinion of me because I was the one vote and I didn't go along with their ideas. I will not feel bad in the slightest, if, there are 6, I'm one of the 6 people, there's this one holdout, and, try my best to go to him or her and explain the situation why I think they should vote with us. But, again, people are entitled to their opinions.
Right, and you don't have to do that either.
Of course. But yeah, I'm just saying the scenario. So yeah, but I'd be far more concerned about that scenario than the other one. So.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Okay, anything else you'd like to say?
Nope, that's about it.
Okay. Well, we need to make some kind of something on this. Mr. Geek.
I make a motion to deny this appointment at this time. I'm sorry,
Fair enough.
just feel like we need a little more.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion to deny. So do I need a second on that? Is that how that works? Okay. Or a motion to approve. Can I do that as well? Okay. So either a second to the motion to deny or a motion to approve Mr. Chimino's appointment. Okay, Mr. Applegate.
Motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion to deny and a motion to approve. If somebody else wants to do a second, just let me know which one you're seconding. Is that right? Am I doing this right? This is the first time I've had.
Wait a minute.
This is probably the most controversial decision I've seen in this hall.
That's a complete opposite.
For me.
I don't think we can do that.
You don't think we can do what? I'm looking at legal.
How would you take a vote on that? That's impossible. You said we could do it either way.
So I mean, either the motion gets a second or it dies.
Okay.
And if it doesn't get a second, then it dies. And then the new motion, if it doesn't get a second, it dies too, right?
Okay, so I didn't kill the first motion yet.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's anybody that wants to second the first motion, then, then they need enough opportunity, but if there's no second, then a new motion can be brought up.
Okay, I'll second. Just moving on.
What are you going to second? The motion to deny?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
only thing we can.
You cannot do anything, and then if that one fails, then you can motion to
It
approve.
dies and then we do another one.
I second that one. Let's move on.
Right, and then that way, if the motion gets approved, then obviously that would be the end of it. If the motion gets denied, then a new motion to approve could be brought up, right? So
Okay.
either way, you're kind of voting. It doesn't matter much. You're voting either way, as long as there's a motion that gets seconded.
Okay.
So what's going on here?
Okay. So yours is a second to deny?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a motion to deny and a second. I don't know what's so funny, because you, in the middle of this, you decide you want to go ahead and motion to approve, and you're telling me you can't do that, but you just did it. So let's not laugh about it and let's get past it.
I said
That's
we
enough.
can't do
We're
two
done. We're done.
alternate ones and try to vote on both.
But you
of
just
them.
did that. You just did
I
it.
know, because you said we could.
No, I didn't. I said we can motion to approve
Okay.
or move on. So
Right.
which one are you doing?
I'm out. Jeez. Why are you making this so difficult? He said, motion to deny. I said second, period.
Well, no, you said motion to approve.
I said second now,
Okay.
period.
So is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. So we have a motion to deny and a second. Lord has nothing to do with it. Okay, please vote.
So this is a yes vote, right?
It's a yes vote to deny.
Yes to deny, right?
Yes.
The vote is to deny.
Thanks, Mr. Semino.
Like I said, I'm a controversial figure.
6 yes, motion carried to
Okay.
deny.
I would consider just attending public, or planning commission, get a feel for it, and kind of, if really that's what you want to do,
Okay.
continue with that conversation. And
Alrighty.
I think, just keeping your nose to the grindstone and
Okay.
moving forward. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to city council agenda requests and announcements, item number 5. I'll start with Ms. Duncan.
Good evening to everyone. First, I would like to say I salute the service and sacrifice of our veterans in each branch of the armed forces, and a big shout out to my own veteran and those who live in the great city of Fountain. The Fountain Cross Creek Regional Park will be having a public meeting regarding Cross Creek Park, the updating of the park master plan, and preparing for construction of Hale Reservoir on Monday, November 22nd, 2021, at 5 p.m. at the Fountain Library. So I'm sure all of the residents that live in Cross Creek would want to be a part of that. The Youth Council participated in the Nightmare on Main Street dance. They had a great time. So thank you, Sylvia, for inviting them. They checked in people. They participated in the costume contest. They had a great time. So thank you for that. Next month, they will be participating in the bell ringing with the Salvation Army. We're teaching them to give back to the community, and they're having fun doing that. This Friday, the Karen Share will be giving food boxes behind Peak Vista and Fountain. So if you know of anyone that's in need, please direct them. That's this Friday, and I think they start giving out tickets as early as 7 a.m. But the actual giving out the boxes start at 9.
All right. Busy. Okay, Mr. Geek.
I have just a couple things. Tomorrow is my last meeting with the Board of Health, because I'm going to be term limited here. And I want to thank the mayor for all the help you've given me the last 8 years. I would like to thank the council, the staff, all the employees that work for Fountain. I know how hard you work, and I really appreciate it. Especially, I want to make a special thanks to the residents of Ward 3 that have given me an opportunity to be their voice for the last 8 years, and I want everybody to have a good time. Thank you very much. No, not going to.
All right, Mr. Applegate?
Nothing tonight.
All right, Ms. Estes?
Just want to wish all of our veterans a very happy Veterans Day. Appreciate all of your service. And a big shout out to Chief Maxon and Commander Lewis. Can't say how proud I am of our Department of Public Safety, everything that you guys are doing. To see the article in the paper about Officer Morris, and to know that Officer Kling winning the SRO Officer of the Year in Colorado, we have such an outstanding department there, and I'm so proud of you guys. That's it.
All right, Ms. Thompson?
I know it seems like an eternity ago, but I really would like to give a shout out to the Fountain Up team for the fantastic events for the trunk or treat and the parade. For your inaugural events, the dance on Main Street, hats off. That was fantastic. So thank you so much. And I'm excited to see the next one on Facebook today for the kids for shopping for Christmas. So thank you so much. That's a fantastic idea. I went to the roundabout meeting that the county had right before they began construction. There was several citizens that came by and were still expressing some of their concerns with the project. It was great to see some of the project engineer there, and the county engineer stopped by to answer some of their questions. That is a county project. Once again, I know Councilmember Geek mentioned that, so that's where your concerns need to go. And some of the residents are concerned about a crossing guard still at that intersection, even though they're going to have the flashing signals on one side. And I was encouraging them to go to the D3 school board meetings and, put your concerns in there about having a crossing guard at that intersection as the kids learn to walk that roundabout and during the construction. So D3 would be their place to go for that. Fountain Fort Carson put on a Veterans Day program last Friday, I believe it was. What a fantastic concert those kids did with some of the members of one of the 4th ID groups. It was an unbelievable concert. It is not the concert band they had when I went to high school. It was way, way different. It was really, really good. Hats off to those kids. You can tell they work really, really hard, and to the teachers and the student teacher that was there. They did a fantastic job. We have a Veterans Day program at the Veterans Wall on Veterans Day at 9:30 in the morning. If anyone wants to come to that, there's several of them around town. You can basically do breakfast and lunch with the veterans if you want. Start off at American Legion, and then the city's program at 9:30, and then the VFW. So it's always a great time to stop by those places and say thank you, and you appreciate what they do. So that is about it.
All right. I have nothing. We do have the Veterans Day thing. I'm sorry, on Thursday? Did you mention that? Okay. Well, I can't go because I'm actually working that day, so our new mayor is going to be taking that one on that day. There was something else that came up. Tree lighting, because of the way who's in charge of that? Lexi. So if you let her know, present and future mayors will be a part of that one. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're just going to kind of take that together on that. So, and that's going to be next Friday the 19th. What time?
I'll confirm it before the end.
Okay, thank you. All right, and I have nothing further, I don't think. Just the other thing is our next regular council meeting will be November 16th, kind of the outgoing members' last official meeting. Can I mention the swearing in as well? Ms. Sylvia?
I'm sorry, question?
Can I mention the swearing in ceremony?
23rd?
The 23rd will be here at 6 o'clock. It's just a swearing in only, and opportunity for those new members to come in and get sworn in. Also invite family, friends, and everybody to come and take pictures. Okay. So do we have to start that as a regular council meeting, or is it just a swearing in?
It's just a swearing in.
Just a swearing in. Okay. Wanted to make sure. All right. We will move on then to item number 6, public to be heard. Citizens may address the council on items that are not on our agenda. We ask that, or the council may not be able to provide an immediate answer, but will direct staff to follow up. And out of respect for the council and others in attendance, we ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. I have no cards tonight. If anybody would like to come up. Okay, seeing none, we will go ahead and keep moving forward to consent agenda item number 7. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and will be approved with one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or citizen requests, in which case the item may be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately at the discretion of the council. We have items A, B, C, D, E. That's it. Any questions, comments, concerns on consent? If not, we could move forward. Ms. Estes?
I move to approve consent agenda.
Okay, and Mr. Geek?
Second.
We have a motion and second for approval. Please vote.
6 yes, motion carried.
All right. Item number 8, old business. We have no old business tonight. We'll move on to item 9, new business 9B. Resolution number 21-065, a resolution approving a deployment and operation agreement, exclusive right to use agreement, master service agreement, and utility pole attachment agreement with Underline El Paso LLC for provision of broadband service throughout the city's electric service area. Ms. Goodwin?
Good evening,
Godwin,
Council.
sorry.
That's all right. Good evening, Council. We've negotiated with Underline El Paso County for broadband services within the city's electric service territory. They've agreed to build an ultra-fast internet network, first with FTTX, and then later on to FTTP. What Fountain has agreed to is to become an anchor tenant, which is a little partner. We've agreed to purchase services from Underline, which include internet, phone, and connected sites. And we would like, staff recommends that City Council approve Resolution 21-065, approving the deployment and operation agreement, the exclusive right agreement, the master services agreement, and the utility pole attachment agreement with Underline El Paso LLC for the provision of broadband service throughout the city's electric service area. This will provide additional competition in the broadband area and help connect areas that are underserved or not served at the current time. You guys have any questions? I was trying to go fast. So
Yeah, no, long time coming, something that even, I don't know, oh, there he is. Greg, have you still been a part of it? Okay, yeah, just been, ensuring that this moves forward with the city. One of our big strategic priorities, I think is going to be a benefit to the entire community. Those who struggle to get internet, businesses that can't get internet. So all those things, I think, is a really great place. And so thank you to the staff and those members who are people who are helping on the fringes to get this moving forward, and to the company that we're going to do these agreements with. So any questions, comments, concerns from anyone? Okay. What would council like to do with this item? Ms. Estes?
I'm going to roll tonight. I move to approve Resolution 21-065.
And Ms. Duncan?
I second.
We have a motion and second for approval. Please vote.
6 yes, motion carried.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Thank you. Item 9C, resolution number 21-066, a resolution amending the appropriation of fiscal year FY 2021 budgeted funds. I heard Mr. Lewis pop in on a phone call, but you're going to take this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. I've been pulled out of the bullpen. Both John and Shauna are in the quarantine situation with COVID. So I'm gonna take us through this item, Mayor and Council. So I want to make sure that we get a summary onto the record. This will be our last quarterly supplemental budget for 2021. And the City Council adopted a budget for the year 2021 on December 9th, 2020. The 2021 budget was amended by Council on March 16th for certain carry-forward capital items that had remained unspent or completed in 2020. Council again amended the 2021 budget on May 25th, August 10th, August 24th, and September 28th for certain additional necessary expenditures that needed to be made in 2021, including additional revenue that had been received with corresponding required expenditures, including the expenditure of ARPA funds. City staff is therefore recommending formal approval by City Council to amend the 2021 budget for those additional items. So basically, staff is recommending that the budgets of general, water, internal service, street surfacing, and transportation funds be amended for those items listed in the attachment line item summary exhibit A, which Paul will bring up for us here. So on this first slide, what we've got is our general fund items. As you can see, right now it's projected by the end of the year, we will have 1.2 million in excess sales tax revenue. Underneath that, the insurance reimbursements are a net zero, as you'll see that below in the line items. And also the last I wanted to point out, that's a CDOT grant that Brandy's been working hard on of $200,000, which is going to be very useful for us. And down below you can see that $200,000 is for the design and construct intersections at Carson Highway and Jimmy Camp in Ohio. So that's kind of the first step of getting some relief for that Carson neighborhood with the Southmore closure. So that's not coming out of our Moving Fountain Forward Fund, as Brandy was successful in getting this grant. So that grant's coming in, and that's what that's going to be expended on. So is there any questions on the general fund side, at least of what we've got on this first slide, from anyone? Okay, Paul, let's hit the next one. So as you can see, we continue to the bottom, total expenditures. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's projected right now that we will have an increase in what was budgeted for the general fund by $464,000 by the end of the year. Again, those are projections. They're not exacts, because we don't exactly know what the revenues will be at the end of the year, but that's right now what is projected. And that is basically because the revenues are coming in higher than they were projected, as we're seeing all over the region right now in the state as well. So no questions on general fund. We'll move on to the water side. You can see those were utilized just for the bond increase that you approved several months ago. So that's a net zero on the water side. As we go through the internal service fund side, the increased claims there, that's insurance. So those will again be a net zero because those are insurance claims, and they are projecting that those are going to increase. I don't know the specifics. John might be able to answer that as he is on the line for us, but I don't know the specifics on that. The street resurfacing fund, as our overall revenue is coming in higher, then so does the Moving Fountain Forward, which is that specific streets resurfacing. So once you parcel out the portion that goes to FURA, then next year for our resurfacing fund, they will have an additional $115,000 that will be applied to next year's resurfacing. So anytime the general revenue goes up, so does the Moving Fountain Forward. That's what that piece is, as well as the last piece, which is the transportation or our bus service. That has projected to go up $200,000 because of the increase in the revenue. And after, again, the FURA piece, our bus fund will have an additional $140,000 because of the increased funding. So that's the end of the supplemental side of things. I'd be happy to answer any general questions, but again, we've got John online if anyone has anything specifically that I can answer.
Any questions on the supplemental?
Just one comment. Kudos to Brandy.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's out there working real hard and knock on wood, bringing in some good grants. Yeah.
Any questions from anybody else? Okay, seeing none, what would council like to do with this item? Mr. Geek?
Make a motion to approve Resolution 21-066 on first reading.
Ms. Estes?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second for approval. Please vote.
6 yes, motion carried.
All right, item 9. Thank you, John. Is he still on us for the next one?
Yeah, he'll still be on.
Resolution number 21-067, a contingency resolution amending the appropriation of fiscal year 2020.
Okay, and just again, because it's budgetary, I want to make sure we get it on the record. The City Council adopted a budget for the fiscal year 2020 on November 19th, 2019. 2020 budget was subsequently amended by council on the following dates: April 28th, July 28th, September 22nd, October 27th, November 10th, 2020. These amendments included capital carryovers from 2019, additional expenditures matched to revenue grants, and other expenditures that had not been predicted in 2019. Based on the 2020 audit by an independent auditor, city personnel have been made aware of additional necessary expenditures that should have also been appropriated in 2020. City staff have received a recommendation from the State Department of Local Affairs that a contingency resolution to appropriate those dollars will comply with state statutes. City staff is therefore recommending formal approval by City Council to amend the 2020 budget for those additional items footnoted in the city's 2020 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. So we've got an additional slide with that as well. Paul, if you would bring that up. Or was that in your packets, Exhibit A?
It's in, yeah, I think it was in there.
Sure.
Here, you want to see mine? I'll let you see it on here, too.
John, help us with that one. Did the attachment go out to the council members?
I'm sorry, I could not hear you.
Did the attachment for the contingency resolution, was that added to everyone's packets? Did it go out to the council members? Okay, we've got a couple. I see heads nodding. Yes, we did.
The Exhibit A should have gone out with the packet.
Okay, it looks like it did.
And they include four funds, basically. One is the water fund. Unbeknownst to me, frankly, even though we had an ordinance last year that approved the refunding of the 2011 water bond, and we had an ordinance where council approved that, we also had to have a separate resolution approving the expenditure of the payoff of the old bond. So that came up during the audit, so we're including that. In addition, you will notice that the work that we did in coming up with this last supplemental, we really dug into every single department and every fund to make sure that everything was accounted for and transparent, and you were made aware of it to properly appropriate it. Last year in the Internal Service Fund, we added $500,000 to the insurance fund, but there was a larger amount in claims that came in January and February for October, November, December than we had anticipated. But even though we had asked for an additional $500,000, we were $173,662 short. There were some unexpected costs during the pandemic for the ambulance fund, totaling $75,898. And then in the street resurfacing fund, and I know we all want to keep those streets resurfaced as much as possible, we had additional sales tax revenue, and we went ahead and did that resurfacing, due to the compliant weather and the availability of contractors, and increased. So we did that near the end of the year. So in order to comply with the DOLA's requirements for making sure that everything is transparent and is appropriated by council, we're asking that those funds be appropriated in this contingency resolution. And the net effect is actually a $215,286 increase in the water fund, a decrease in the insurance fund, and of course that's we have more than enough revenue to cover it, of $173,662, decrease in the ambulance, $75,898, and an increase in the street resurfacing fund of $21,002. So with that, I would ask if there were any specific questions on these.
Okay, thanks, John. Any questions for John? Anybody? Okay, see, now, thanks, John. If no further questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, if no further questions, we can make a motion on this resolution. Ms. Duncan?
I move to approve resolution number 21-067.
All right, and Mr. Geek?
Second?
Okay, we have a motion, a second for approval. Please vote.
6 yes, motion carried.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, John.
Thank you, Council.
I think they now understand why I bugged you and said you would be on the line tonight, so thank you. Appreciate you doing it.
All right, of course, I'll just do that during correspondence. So, because it's not part of new business, correspondence. Okay, correspondence, comments, section, official reports, Mr. Deputy City Manager, who's taken on everything this week.
Let's see, I hit you, Lexi got back with us real quick. So the tree lighting, Friday, the 19th, 6 to 7 p.m.
6 to 7.
And that's all I've got. That's easy.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Mr. Troy, Chief Maxon,
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Commander Frank.
No, sir, nothing for me.
All right, thank you. Mr. Blankenship.
Yes, Mayor, Council, I just wanted to remind you that tonight your action was a huge milestone in the completion of one of your 4 strategic plan priorities on telecommunications, technology, and capabilities. So I just didn't want that. I know we tried to move through it pretty quickly, but I know you've put forth a tremendous amount of effort as a council on those priorities, and wanted to make sure that we recognize that this is a huge step in that direction, and we will anticipate that we will see deployment in the near future.
Awesome. That's
Thank you.
a great thing for our community. And no other staff member over there? Paul, anything from IT? I have nothing, Mayor. All right, thank you. Ms. Kimberly, anything on your end? Okay, thank you. Ms. Rosa?
I just wanted to talk about our Fountain Up. We're going to have a Miracle on Main Street where you can bring your kids to shop. Our committee members are making stuff, buying stuff, so the kids can, it's affordable, between $1 to $10, if that, to come out and shop at City Hall on December 4th from 9 to noon. And we're going to have Santa there and some food vendors. So that's our next event.
So is someone going to take them around, so if they want to kind of keep it as a surprise? I'm assuming this is so they can buy for their family?
Yes, buy for their parents.
And someone will be able to kind of walk them around while parents kind of wait outside or whatever?
Yep.
That is an awesome idea. We used to do that at Jordal.
Because I remember taking my kids, giving them money and them going shopping, and they would get so excited to put something underneath the Christmas tree.
Thank you for that. That is awesome. I think those kids, they love being a part of that, and of course, the kids love to get the gifts. But when they get to do it as well, it really is a good, cool thing. So let us know how we can support, because I think we really want to be a part of that. And help.
Donations, of course, because we're out buying stuff to have enough stuff for the kids to buy, and we're also making some items.
Okay.
Also. And then another thing is December 16th, I have set up, we're going to have a T-coil installation. We're ripping up all the carpet in the council chambers, and we're going to install T-coil wire. So anyone who's hearing impaired can just flip a switch on their hearing aid and can be linked into the intercom, and they won't hear any background noises or anything like that. So this is part of the ADA we're doing.
Very cool.
And we're also doing it at all of our service counters.
John Lewis.
Has left the conference.
Hi, John.
We're also doing this at all our service counters, first floor admin, second floor admin, court counter, utilities, customer service, and PD.
Is there usually like a sign so when someone comes in, they know?
They know, they'll see a sign, they could just flip a switch on their hearing aid and they'll be able to talk and without all that background noise.
Nice. Well, you're just full of great news tonight.
Of course.
You're the great news person, so that's awesome. Thank you for all of that. That's,
And that'll be December 16th, so it won't interfere with council or anything like that.
oh, okay. Awesome. Jeez. Okay, Ms. Huffman, good luck following that up.
I just want to add to that, that actually the Fountain Up Committee has decided, because some of us on the committee, me, I remember being a child and not being able to afford those gifts, so we're actually offering some candy cash to the schools and having the counselors be able to give out that free money to some of their students that they know needs it. So we'll take any type of donation, and Rosa actually put it together to where, just like at the street dance, we were able to take card donations, cash, check, whatever, and the committee, actually now we're getting a little bit smaller because there are other people on the committee that have other commitments. So it's just, right now I think there's 4 of us.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, that are trying to buy the things for the kids, so, yeah. We kind of evened out on the street dance. So,
Okay,
yeah, good.
good
That's
lord.
all I got.
All right. Ms. Duncan?
That's a great idea. When my child was in 4th grade, they had that at the school, and they do it every year. But 4th grade, he wrote a check when he got up to the counter for $800 and something. I gave him a blank check, and they said, well, Ms. Duncan, I think he wants to buy everything in here. It taught me a lesson, so. And see, that school teaches him how to write checks, so he knew how to write a check. And I thought, oh my goodness, hide my checkbook. So I just want to say that Mount Carmel Veterans Service Center is having their 5th annual Thanksgiving meal distribution on November the 19th from 9 to 1. And they'll be at the Fountain Mesa Ridge Parkway. And you need to register and have photo ID. You have your DD-214 or a valid ID to get it, and you can call to register if you can't do it online at 719-309-4752, but they'll be right here in Fountain at our Safeway.
Thank you. Mr. Geek?
Nothing tonight.
Mr. Applegate? Ms. Estes?
Just want to remind everybody that the Fountain Valley Senior Center is having their annual craft fair this Saturday from 9 to 3, and that is at the Senior Center. That's it.
Great. Ms. Thompson?
Sylvia, I applaud your group, and I taught at a very, very low-income school. I had 100% of my class on free lunch, had all additional monies coming in, but when Christmas rolled around, they did the same thing. And it was some of those families, it was the only gift the mom or the dad had under the tree was from the kids that were able to shop at the event that the school put on something similar. So thank you so much for seeing the need for that in our community and organizing it.
Thank you.
First, I want to just inform council that since I'm leaving and I still have a year left this position has a year left on the FURA board, and so it's a council position. I've asked, and I'm appointing Ms. Estes to finish that year out for us, and then you guys can hash it out in a year as to who's going to fill that position on FURA for the following years. It's a 4-year term, Ms. Bailey? 5-year term, and so I think Mayor Pro Tem Thomas had it, and then I took over once he left, and so Miss Estes is kind of filling that role for us, and just knowing her relation to everything with the Historical Society and dealing with Woodman and those things, and just, pushing us forward and what Old Town needs and what Fura needs, I think is kind of the best fit for ensuring that vision keeps getting pushed forward, and helping those folks make some good decisions and keep plowing forward. There's a lot of stuff going on, so we'll see. I again want to, I don't know how to express how impressed and thankful and I don't know what the words are to Rosa and Sylvia and whoever else is helping with that, and the thought around what you're doing for those kiddos here in our community. It's a really neat thing, and so I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. And I don't know how best to say it, but I do appreciate all that, and I think for everyone up here, it's a that's a really cool thing. And then to try just to revive some community again, especially after COVID and what we're dealing with, and everyone's involvement with Trunk or Treat, which we started a few years ago, just to see everyone back out. But I do want to implore everyone to keep being vigilant, and we've got 3 staff members and one who's not here, 4 staff members with COVID that are dealing with it right now, and it's hitting them pretty good. So just continue to be vigilant and do the things you do to protect you and your family, however that is, as we move through the holiday season. And our numbers in Colorado are astronomical, and a lot of politics gets involved, and a lot of misinformation gets involved with the whole conversation. So do what you do with it, but just please be vigilant with yourself and your families. We have no executive session tonight. We are adjourned, and our next meeting is November 16th. Thank you.